Perry, number 1, for 5 minutes.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I didn't intend to head this direction, but at least will for a moment. And I appreciate, first of all, let me say thank you for your service, and Secretary Verma, particularly in uniform, as there's some other formerly uniformed service members here as well. But it's not just about quantity, it's about quality. And I'm looking at these documents, and it's a pretty thick stack of documents, but now you both have pretty high education here. As I looked at your resume, can either of you read anything on this page? Or this page? Or any of these pages that all look the same? That came from you folks to us. Now, I know it's probably a lot of work providing all this information to us. You worked here on the Hill, both of you did, before at some point in your career, and you know it's our job to do this. And while we do have policy disagreements, and they are to be expected based on the outcome of elections, we need the information so that we can do our job, because even though the executive branch is making these decisions on executing the law, we're the ones that make the law, as you know that, and we need to make sure that the law is being executed as designed. That having been said, I want to ask you folks about Robert Malley. I think it's been about 300 days. The chairman of the full committee mentioned it. It's my understanding that he is under investigation and that he has had his security clearance revoked. Now, correction, suspended. Will either one of you speak to that? Is the investigation still ongoing? Has the security clearance been revoked? What level of security clearance are we talking about that he has maintained? Is there a designator with that? Is there SCI? Is there L? Is there Q? Is there white? Where do we stand?
Yeah, Congressman, I will say the matter's still under review. There's not a lot we can say in this public setting. Frankly, I don't have the information to share with you because it's under review. And I'm hoping we can get to a point where we can actually provide you with more information, but as long as it's under review, there isn't a lot to provide to you. And I think you have it basically right. The security clearance is pending.
So, Mr. Secretary, you're an attorney, right? I think I read that. You're an attorney. You're familiar with the Supreme Court. You know that they've held that even ongoing law enforcement cases cannot limit the committee's power to conduct its own inquiries. And I can give you the case. I'm sure you're familiar. But it seems like it is limiting our ability right now because you won't tell. So do you know what level clearance he had?
I don't know what level clearance he had.
You don't know which level. Were all levels suspended or just, how familiar are you with the case? And if you're not familiar, should you be as the Deputy Secretary?
No, what happens, and Congressman, what I understand is that the Undersecretary for Management and the Assistant Secretary for Diplomatic Security actually came up in closed session and did brief the chairman and ranking member. Because of privacy restrictions, because of the law that you cite, we were able to provide some details, but we can't do it in open session. So we provided some administrative details. Again, probably not enough to satisfy you or the committee members today. And I understand your concern, but that's the limitations we're operating under.
So there are other members on the committee here that have the same level of security clearance. Is there a commitment from your office? We don't want to take you away from your work, but we need to know this information, understanding, and maybe the public doesn't know, but we're talking about someone who I think can potentially be credibly accused of assisting and aiding the enemy of the United States of America and Iran, having regular contact and so on and so forth. Would you commit to a closed-door setting, a closed session with the other members of this committee for that information?
Yeah, let me say two things. One, I'd be careful about just jumping to conclusions like that.
I'm not jumping any conclusions so I can read.
Well, I think you are. And secondly, I'd be happy to take that back and provide you with whatever administrative information we can and consistent with what the law allows us. But yes, let me take it back.
So can you tell us what the circumstances were, how the department became aware of the allegations surrounding Mr. Malley?
I actually don't have that information, Congressman. I will say I understand we have offered a full committee briefing, and so that offer stands.
And we want more than just your administrative details, sir. It's been 300 days plus.
Congressman, we'll do whatever we are able to do given the pending nature of the investigation.
All right, Mr. Chairman, time's expired. You.